case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1986, the U.S. Supreme Court was asked to consider the scope of the separation of powers doctrine, a constitutional principle that stipulates the distinct and separate roles of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government in Bowsher versus Synar. The point of contention arose when the Gramm-Rudman-Hollings Act, or more formally, the Balanced Budget and Emergency Deficit Control Act of 1985 was passed. Designed to decrease the federal budget deficit, the act gave the Comptroller General the authority to recommend budget cuts if the deficit reached a certain level. Once suggested, these cuts would be approved by the President. However, the act also allowed only Congress to remove the Comptroller General from their position. This act stirred concern, primarily from Congressman Synar, who believed it to be a violation of the separation of powers doctrine. He contended that it gave the Comptroller General, who could only be removed by Congress, undue influence over executive branch budget decisions made by the President. Validating Synar's concerns, the District Court adjudged the act as violative of the constitutional separation of powers, and the case was subsequently taken up by the Supreme Court. In a landmark ruling, the Supreme Court agreed with the lower court's ruling and affirmed that assigning certain functions to the Comptroller General under the Act did indeed violate the separation of powers. They considered the provision allowing Congress to remove the Comptroller General, beyond the constitutional provision of impeachment, as an unconstitutional intrusion into the executive territory. Chief Justice Burger, writing for the majority, emphatically stated that such violation of the doctrine was wholly unacceptable, thus reinforcing the foundational check and balance system protecting American liberty.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class.